I'm Caterina. I'm searching for a diagnosis and a cure. I want to begin this year. This is the last day of the year, and I want to begin this new year with the hope that maybe through internet I will find someone that has an idea what can I do. I will tell everything right now. So, I'm 23 years old. I've born the 14th of October 2001, and I've been since my childhood a very, very full of energy child. There was climbing everywhere. There is climbable and everything. And for example, there is this place where you go up, right? As a child in the park, right? And I was walking like this in that line, like this, and the woman was like, "Is that your child?" And my mom, "Yes, it's my child." And this was my life. I was an ADHD kid, but make it a personality. And I still have this personality, but due to my chronic pain, chronic all the time that I feel already for 6 years, I can't fully be myself anymore, and living every day, waking up every day with this pain, it's really tiring. I will tell how it began, all the those I did, and I make it look aesthetic so it's more pleasant. Okay, my pain starts around 13 years old. I'm starting to become a teenager and I'm starting to have back pain, only back pain. Okay? Let's tell before. I didn't had any operations done except the appendicitis around 5 years old, and I had a tick when I was less than 10 years old, because I went with my grandparents to take mushrooms in Italy. I'm Italian, from Florence, and a tick bite me, and my mom took me, she removed it herself, and the doctor just checked that the head isn't inside and anything, and we just went away. I didn't do any tests or anything. And around teenage years I started to have back pain, and I was kind of living with it. Just sometimes I was like during classrooms, and I was going to church, and with time, then I needed to stand up. I was slow. I was very slow. People were telling me all the time, "Why are you so slow? Why are you so slow at school?" I don't know if it was for bullying or because I was actually slow, but I think yes. But I think I didn't realize that I was just weak physically, and I just thought that's how I'm supposed to feel. I don't know. Around the 7th grade, I've always studied very well. Around the 7th grade, I started to have huge problems with studying. Like, I couldn't force myself to just sit and just learn something. And my scores at school went like this. But the last year of school, the 11th, I've born and grown in Ukraine because my parents were in mission there, from Catholic Church. And uh, around 15, 13, when I was going to mountains for Christian meetings with young people, they were going up to hills to walk, but sometimes I was feel like I can't make it. And I was always the last of the crowd. I obviously went to doctors to check my spine. I did this thing that you enter into a machine and it MRI, I guess, tutum, 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 it makes these weird sounds. And even with liquido di contrasto, like with a liquid that even shows better, nothing, right? And I've met doctors being like, see, you don't have nothing, you don't have back pain. I'm like, okay, but I had back pain. So I then around 16, something happened really fast. It's just that I started to have migraines, like at random moment, huge migraine. I was like, my goodness. And I had to go away from school, right? And sometimes the back was starting to hurt so much I had to go away from school. And sometimes I started to have cramps on the muscles, right? That you walk and randomly, damn, you know? And it was hard for me to breathe in classrooms. I was all the time asking, even if it's winter, can you please open the window? There is no air, there is no air. And people were like, are you feeling hot? Just take off your jacket. I was like, no, I'm not feeling hot. It's hard for me to breathe. And I had to go away only because it was very hard for me to breathe. And it started to be almost every day that I have to go away because I feel bad. And my teacher was like, oh yeah, and of course you feel bad also today. Here you have the letter to let me outside of the school. And I was like, feeling very sorry, but I was actually feeling bad. And I had this in this time also, that sometimes I was waking up and my body was feeling so tense and without energy. I was like, I'm not able to stand. And I was falling asleep, and then my mom was like, why you didn't want to school? And I was like, I was so tired I couldn't. And my mom was like, okay. But it started to happen too often. And until one day, 1 week, I wasn't even able to go to school. That halfway I was already feeling so weak that I had to go back because I was feeling already all in pain. And I remember very precisely this one day. I don't remember the month. It may be around I think around before October, something around October 2019. Yes. No. Yes. No. Wait. Around the 18. Yes. Around 2018, at the end of the year 2018, I was still feeling so bad. One day I was like, I can't move, I can't get out of this bed. I was feeling my muscles so painful, so energyless that I was like, I can't stand up. And together with this, sometimes I was feeling very strong, like knives in my stomach. I was feeling like a knife, and I was like, ah, like very strong ache on the stomach. But the aches on the stomach were only sometimes. Since that day, head pain, body pain, like everything, muscles, bones, just everything became so painful. And I wasn't able to get out of bed. I just wasn't able. One day after another, I was laying all the day in bed. And after a little, my mom was like, but what is happening? I was like, I feel so bad. I can't get out of the bed. I feel very in pain. So we started to search for doing analysis, going to doctors, diagnosis. Like, my parents spent around 10,000 grivnas to find doing lots of tests, but nothing was coming out. Everything negative. To such point that doctors were just telling me, you're healthy, you just have to be less lazy, come on, do exercises, stand out of your bed, move that body, eat healthy. And another doctor was like, your muscles are so tense, you have to eat better because your liver is making bad to the muscles. And you need to do massages to relax the body. And but it was just getting worse and worse. So we decided to go to Italy. And if you're asking if I told my doctor in Italy before that I had back pain, yes, I did lots of tests too. No, not lots, just a few. You know, the typical like MRI, and nothing comes out. So you have to live with it, you know. And at this time also, I forgot to tell that my back pain was sometimes coming up since I was 13 to 16, but it was becoming stronger, and I was taking a medicine that, if I will remember, I will put here. How was it called? Maybe pregabalin 300, I don't remember. And I was checked by a very good also doctor there, and he also, you know, he made me do some movements with my back, and he was like, your back is healthy, you know, you have a discopathia, but it's nothing, you shouldn't have pain from that, lots of people have it. And he gave me these medicines that I was taking for 2 years or something. Okay, going back to the point that we went to Italy. I somehow learned to walk despite the pain. Like, it's not like I was laying, and then, oh, I felt better and I was walking. It was just, I was laying, then I learned to stand the pain, and I was going to church, you know, I was trying to stand when, you know, the typical moments that you have to stand, and I was feeling my knees that were just like not making me stand straight. I was like in this side, I kind of like to not fall. I was like hyper forcing myself to stay straight, to stay straight, because I knew that someone will judge me if I will sit. And when I do, uh, I've been screamed at pretty bad, and that was a very painful and humiliating injustice, especially because I couldn't defend myself. I still didn't knew that I can say, but are you an asshole? I'm in pain and you're even screaming at me that I'm sitting? Do you think Jesus is judging me because I'm sitting because I have huge pain? And some people were like, so what? I have back pain too. And I was like, you have no idea what are you saying? Like, I'm in huge amount of pain from every single cell of my body, and I don't know how I'm standing it. And people are like, I have back pain too, you have to stand. Like, okay, passing on to my story, medical story. uh, oh, sorry. And went to Italy again, went to this doctor, said I have he gave me some exams, they turned out negative. His was like, and so we had to go away from Italy. But a friend of my mom said there is a doctor that is far away from Florence, but he is able to find just anything. My mom was like, Kate, we are gonna wait in 2 days. Are you sure you wanna go there and take a train and change and with the baggage and go there? Like, thinking about remembering how much huge amount of pain I was, and I was carrying also these baggages and with my mom, and I said anyways, yes, absolutely, absolutely, because I was feeling that if I go back to Ukraine without a diagnosis, I will feel suicidal probably, because people were judging me very bad because I wasn't going to school. I wasn't, when I was using all my energy to go to churches, people were judging. When I was talking about my pain, people were judging. They were like, pain? You're standing. And I was in huge pain for standing. I was forcing on my body to stand. And I learned to hide my pain because people were judging me. So, about my emotional state, now after 6 years of pain, I learned very good to mask it. And practically never at first time that I say I have chronic pain, people are like, oh gosh, that must be terrifying. No, it's like, are you sure it's not psychological? Well, you look fine to me. And thinking that it's a compliment, but it is not, because I see that people, when they look at me, they don't see any of the pain and of the strength I put to sit down, to move, to talk. My own voice hurts my head. But I will talk about this part later. Let's go back to my medical history. And I um, um, Yes, I went to this doctor that, despite him being very busy until next 6 months, it was already January 2019, and he made a space free just for me, and for free, out of really misericordia, like thanks God, for real, because we weren't have much money, and okay, so we go to him. Miraculously, we arrive there, and I arrive, and he sees how I walk toward the room, and he already sees how hard it is for me to walk straight and to be able to walk at all, despite I do make it. Going back in time, I would have gave myself a wheelchair, but people were judging, thinking I fake it. So what? A wheelchair I will have never accepted. Never. So I went to this doctor that was very kind, and he is this alternative medicine, how is it called? Homeopath. Okay? And he has a machine that he was kind of pressing hard on places of my fingers with this machine, this specific machine. I don't know, it was attached to this computer, and it was doing sounds like, and also, I don't know, I remember that it was called something like medicine of physics, or how's it called? Dottor Urbano Baldari, Chimea. Okay, and he looks. From my test, he sees that something is a little bit. So he had a suspect that it's what I will tell you that it was at the time, and he's like, "Oh, you have Lyme disease, a very late stage of Lyme disease. Searches more," and he's like, "You have also a dangerous parasite, Paragonimus westermani." And when I heard it, I was like, yes, thanks God. And this doctor kindly looks at me like, are you nuts? It's horrible news. And I was like, you don't understand. I am not crazy. And he prescribed me the antibiotics to, not homeopathy, antibiotics to, how is it called, to put not inside the butt, but pinch the butt with this, how is it called, well, antibiotics. And I was doing it every day for a month. I can't forget about it, because it was so like all my butt was purple from this zastrzyki. Now comes to me in Polish. I speak 6 languages. It's another story. So I was talking about this, right? And he gave me this medicine specifically for the parasite to take basing on the lunar phases, because that's the phases where when he multiplicates he's weaker, okay? I sadly don't remember the names of the of the of the medicines I was taking. Rochefin, Zitromax, Borrelia Burg. I had Borrelia Burgdorferi, calcium. Well, that's everything I have with me of testings I did. I went through a lot. Rochefin, Zitromax, Enterelle. He didn't write it here. Oh, I still have my calendar of when I was taking it. Vermox, catalytic, ceftriaxone, enterelle, catalytic, Zitromax. Yeah, I was taking something like this. I missed some of days, but after a few years, I cured it. First I cured the parasite, and I didn't have any more these knives in my stomach I was talking about. And then I had after a few years, I cured Borrelia. So his machine wasn't relieving any Borrelia anymore, and any parasite and anything. But I do felt so much better, but I still was in pain, and serious pain, that I wasn't able to stand in the morning. I couldn't go anywhere too far. Cooking, I was often not cooking. If somebody didn't cook it for me, I was not cooking because I was too tired, and I preferred to starve from wanting to eat rather than use my aching muscles to cook. And I was kind of waiting for it to pass, because people were telling me after a while you will feel better, you will be able to swim again, have the energy to swim, to walk, and everything, but I wasn't. And in all of that, like, only one person once came to visit me at home. My friend left me, never came visit me. I didn't had much support. Despite the diagnosis, there was still people thinking I'm exaggerating incredibly, exaggerating so much my state, because I walk, I talk, I laugh, I smile, and then I say how bad I feel. And I started to suffer from depression only after all these years. Imagine that despite all this pain and the horrific cries I was doing from pain sometimes, I never thought of suiciding or stuff like that. It's just that at one point I was feeling so hopeless and so tired of feeling pain. It's very embarrassing for me to cry in front of camera. Very much. I'm used to hide my pain and cry and everything, especially for this that I said, that people were not believing, they were judging, they were thinking I exaggerate. And uh, what I was saying. Yeah, I started to have sometimes suicide thoughts, and they weren't often. Just when I really was, gosh, I can't stand this anymore, how much this will take. And I was waiting for it to go away so next year I can maybe go to university. I, for a miracle, gave all the exams to finish the year, despite me that year really trying my best to study, and thanks God, that year I really forced myself so much and I was able to have good grades, even better than when I wasn't studying, when I was studying. So thanks God, at least the teachers were kind of merciful about my state and didn't give me bad notes, and I was able to pass the year and give those exams that you sit and for 3 hours or more you have to sit and do these exams. It was very hard for me. Like, there wasn't, I had to stand, there wasn't places to sit while waiting. I had to sit all this time, and it was really hard. Like, this world isn't made for people that are not healthy and not disabled, but somewhere in the middle. Like, this to people doesn't exist. And if you feel bad, not good but bad, you have to stand your pain to be, because come on, everybody can stand a little bit of pain. I feel pain for every single second for 6 years straight. I woke up every single morning and went to sleep every single night, knowing that the next morning I will wake up in pain and have to stand again a full day of pain. This pain, it's bearable. As you see, I'm bearing it. But it's so exhausting. I don't know how to make it like this for the rest of my life. So please, if someone knows, what can I do? Any idea, anything, please help. Because I have nobody to ask help anymore. I don't know where to go, what to do. And I went back to Italy again when I was around 21, in hopes to begin again to search something. I got to my doctor. All full of hopes. Come on. I will maybe, in Ukraine, they made me do again the treatment for Lyme disease. That did me nothing at all, thinking that I still have Lyme disease, but I wasn't. Like, I have the tests here that show that I had it, but from what I know, you can't know for sure from the test if you have it or not, so that's why they just gave me to do it. Anyways, doesn't matter. I have it here. Anyways, I'll put a picture here if I have time. And I go to this doctor. I tell him I have chronic headache eyes pain, light sensibility, sound sensibility, muscle pain in every single muscle of my body, neck stiffness, joint pain, fatigue, difficulty to breathe, nausea all the time, knee pain. I made literally a drawing to try to explain my pain. Green is where I don't have pain. Like those places, yes. And this doctor looks me in the eyes and says, but you have to cure your depression. You aren't feeling that bad. Look at you. And I'm like, and he's like, you will be pregnant, everything will pass. Don't worry. Go. And I was like, but what? I have pain. Please give me something, anything. I can't stand it anymore. And he gave me some painkillers. And I literally had huge trouble to go to him, to his office, to walk, take the bus, come, I come. I'm 21 years old, all in pain, and this guy tells me, cure your depression, get pregnant, everything will pass. I was about to throw myself from a bridge. I was like, in front of this bridge, I was like, I will never receive help. I will be in such huge pain forever and nobody will believe me. And nobody will help me. I didn't call my boyfriend or my family because I was so tired to tell them I want to die. I can't stand this. So I called the ambulance. Please give me something to take away the pain. The medicines weren't working, of course. And they did me lots of tests. Nothing comes out. The painkiller doesn't take away my pain. And I went back home. And I was like, what do I do now? So my boyfriend came in Italy because he's Polish, and he took me and said, I will take care of you and we will search together something. And so I went to Poland. We were feeling so happy because we are so in love and we match each other just perfectly. And but I was getting worse and worse and worse. I came here that I was somehow able to walk by myself, and after a few months he was carrying me like this every time we were going out of home, until I finally accepted that I need a wheelchair. But it was hard for me even to sit on this wheelchair. I was like, there isn't a neck holder, my back has to stay straight, it hurts. Like, I was so much in pain to even sit at one point, and even just lay, and it arrived to a level that I was every day in such huge amount of pain. I can't emphasize this enough. Huge. 1 out of 14. Like, for real. My body was in huge pain. My muscles, my bones, my head. I was just beating myself to just feel this normal type of pain that is pleasurable compared to my pain that I had last year. And from that moment, I started to have suicide thoughts every single day, and not because I didn't want it to leave. Not. I was very happy with my relationship, and I just, you know, imagine how many things I couldn't do, how many occasions to be happy, to experience something I had to lose. And just being myself, I was feeling like I don't even exist anymore. There is only my illness and my joyful character that I have, that I want to bring people joy. I was just bringing so much pain to people around me because I was in huge pain. I wanted to die from how much pain I was standing. And at one point we had to split up, not because we didn't love each other, but because he was starting to suffer from such anxiety and depression, and I started to suffer so much. I couldn't see him be suffering from my illness anymore, so I broke up with him. And we divided ourselves because we were in such depression that we weren't able to survive. Now we are back together. It's another story. But I came back to Italy, and I discovered that I have the option to change my family doctor. So I changed it. It took lots of time. I was just on the edge all the time. Like, I had horrible experiences with doctors that I will not include here because it will take lots of time. But every time I was calling the emergency for the pain that I was in huge amount of pain, every single time they thought I was psychotic. That I was exaggerating some pains. I was just depressed. How I was supposed to not be depressed when my body's like 10 people, men that are beating me at the same time. Here, everywhere. How I was supposed to not be depressed? How? And when I forced myself to do something, I was still forcing myself to do some artsy stuff or something. I was crocheting stuff to sell, to help somehow my boyfriend to sustain me. I do this type of things, and I sell them mushroom head, shrike. If you want to support me, my existence in this earth, that it requires have money, and my searching to have some money to waste on doctors that will probably not help you, but I have to try. But because I have one life. Here's my Etsy. If you can, please support me by buying you something cute. And going back to what I was saying, I changed doctor. This doctor made me do lots of exams that had to make me do. That other doctor that took away from me years of feeling better. Years, okay? I mean, I could for real, bring him to the judge and ask for a payment for all the psychological and physical and emotional damage he caused me. But I won't, because he's old, his career is ending, and I don't believe that he for real wanted me to wish bad. He just was, I don't know, you name it, lazy to do his job, not believing, I don't know. I'm young. I look good. I'm energetic. I have an energetic character. I'm saying I have lots of pain. What's that? Confusing, right? I understand. But if a patient comes to you and says suffers, he suffers. That's it. And you have to do your job. Anyways, I went to this doctor, and the painkillers, of course, weren't working again, because nothing works. Nothing works on me. Nothing takes away my pain, not even a little bit. Only when I have menstruation, and when I have menstruation, my physical chronic pain illness fuses with the menstruation pain, and they create a huge, marvelous torture, by the way. And in that moment, yes, the painkillers take away the pain that is from menstruation. It's different. It feels totally different. Also, this pain is totally different from the pain I have. Like, it's very hard to explain. A mix of fatigue, a mix of... I do have energy. I do have energy to do stuff. I'm just in pain. 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 But if you will be in pain, you will be able to do stuff. Oh, believe me that if you will have 40 degrees of how is it called? When you have this, for 6 years, you will learn to live without even having one single sign that you may be ill. Like I tell you, especially when people judge you so bad for having it. Anyways, sorry for making this long, but this doctor didn't find anything in me. Again, nothing shows. But she sent me to a dietologa, and she made me a diet, anti-inflammatory diet for kind of fibromyalgia. That is no gluten, no milk, no sugar, no fruits, no lots of things. Like, this is literally my diet, very small list and of things that I can eat, and it actually worked. I felt so much better, and I started to take for my intense depression medicines, and whoa, I was feeling like myself again. But I still have pain despite keeping this diet, and I do see that as soon as I eat sugar, it already starts hurting me here, the head. When I eat bread, it doesn't hurt immediately, but it's most in the next days. I feel like more fatigued arms, right? For example, if I do this, it starts to hurt me. I can't do it anymore, right? This is easier to me than to make this, to not move and stand and keep a movement. This confuses people so much, and I think this is the biggest reason why people usually don't believe me, because they see me do stuff, but I have pain. It hurts. If I move too much, it hurts. If I don't move at all, it hurts. I have to find something in the middle to make it bearable, and it's an exhausting cycle of life. I can't live like that anymore. I can't say it enough. I can't live like that anymore. I'm sure nobody will listen to 1 hour of my story. I will try to make it short. So again, I explain my symptoms. Every day, every moment, I have a headache that pulses here and it hurts all over here. This part that is the most intense of all, here and here. The point that my body hurts the most, here and here. Then here my shoulders are the thing that bothers me the most too, because they are very tense and they hurt. Massages do help me, but I can't afford to do massages all the time. Absolutely, I can't afford it. It's a huge waste of money that I can't allow myself to have. But even if so, I wish I could not have pain at least once in a month, once in a year. Just a moment, I don't even remember how it is to not stand pain. I'm really exhausted of living this way, and it's really depressing, and I'm really trying to fight to be myself despite that. And when I'm myself and I'm energetic and happy, people are like, but you're not depressed. You're not so much in pain. You look at yourself. I'm like, yeah, thank you. It is not a compliment. It makes me sad because you don't see my pain, but it's not your fault. I understand it. But believe me when I say so, okay? Yeah. The most painful places are these ones, these typical ones where bones meet. I don't know how to say it. I didn't do any genetic tests. That's the only field that any doctor made me touch. But food allergies, I made tests, but it didn't come out, and that's what confuses me the most. Why it doesn't come out when I actually feel better, when I don't eat sugar, bread, milk, blah blah blah, that has casein, that has gluten, that has all those agents that inflame my body for some reason. Why? I suspect to have chronic Lyme disease. I may suspect to have Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, but nobody has it in my family. I don't know. I am 20. I have nausea all the time. Anything I eat gives me nausea. Like after I eat in general, I have nausea more, right? And especially I have nausea when I eat meat. So I don't eat never too much meat. And I like food. That's why I eat it. Some basic stuff. What else can I say? That's pretty much it, I think. If something else will come to my mind that I forgot to say here, I will write it down below, or make a new video maybe where I'm able to say it faster, shorter, but it's very hard for me with my brain fog to organize a very short video, or like I I told you all my life, literally in 1 hour. So let's say it's a success. Anyways, thank you if you watched till now. Like, wow, damn, you made it till here. What? Why you're even interested? That's so kind of you. Thank you. And I wanna have my life. I wanna marry my boyfriend. I love him so much. I wanna have babies. I wanna work. I wanna be a seamstress. I wanna be an artist. I have lots of dreams, and 99 of them require lots of energy. I wanna jump from a helicopter with do bungee jumping, and I want it so much. Like, it's why live if not for your dreams, right? And with such state, I'm just able to be at home, and I do the laundry, I clean, I cook, and I'm like, you know, and it's very hard. So if you can help in any way, even just some kind word saying that you believe me, that I'm not crazy, that you have a similar experience, right? I will be very happy. Just comment anything here, talk about anything, so maybe this video becomes spreads more, and I have more chances to be heard, be found by someone that can help you. Help me. Help me. This is everything. Thank you very much. I wish you a beautiful day, and thank you for dedicating this 1 hour of your life to listen to my story. And I wanna say some thank you here. 1, thank you to the doctor that at least diagnosed me borreliose and the parasite. 2, thank you to my parents that tried to help me how they could. 3, thank you to my boyfriend that supported me so much in all this time, and despite him having depression, he was still allowing me sometimes, he was replying to my calls despite me being this, like he's the best boyfriend I could ever dream of, and I'm very lucky to have him, and hopefully one day we will not have just to survive, and try and not fight every day, but maybe just live life and enjoy it, right? Sometimes when we are just happy and enjoying something, we're like, wow, what is this, right? Because we are always suffering from this invisible fight that nobody sees and almost nobody believes. And I said 3, but I will do more. And thank you for you, if you're watching this. It's really hard for me to imagine this video can be seen from more than one person or from someone at all, like, but if you are a doctor, a psychologist that can offer me help to support, to learn how to live with this, it will mean the world to me, because I'm searching psychologists and nobody seems to be able to help me to how to survive all this. And yeah, if you have any help, even just being my friend or come visit me, I will welcome you. I don't know, whatever. Thank you very much.